basketball.
It is now time for Tennessee Wesleyan University basketball on 101.7 WJSQ Athens. Today's game is brought to you in part by Athens Insurance, Tennessee Wesleyan University, and Star Regional Medical Center. And now with today's play-by-play, here is Jared Wright.
Thank you, Handsome Dan, and we once again welcome you inside James L. Robb Gymnasium on a windy January evening, but nonetheless, this is a game that was supposed to have been played a couple of weeks ago, but due to the weather that swept through the Tennessee Valley, this one got postponed, and the two teams separated by around 30 miles apiece. Bryan College and Tennessee Wesleyan set to square off here in Appalachian Athletic Conference and get this one going. It's a series that, at least on the women's side, has definitely favored the Lady Lions over the last number of years. And the Lady Bulldogs come in, go back all the way 40-something games. It's been 19-22 in favor of the Lady Lions overall, but it is the current losing streak of 12 that the Lady Bulldogs are trying to overcome against this Bryan powerhouse that has essentially been at the top of the conference in the Appalachian Athletic Conference standings for a number of years. Of course, they've had a couple of different coaching changes, but nothing Coach Harrison seems to have slacked off for this Bryan program coming in.
No, they're just as strong as they have been. They are senior laden, so we'll see what's going to happen going forward. But certainly this year is a reflection of very much what they've been for the last 4 or 5 years. I question their depth just a little bit. They've got 5 players who started all 20 games thus far this year, and obviously are getting a majority of the minutes. I only have a couple girls coming off the bench that are averaging double-digit minutes played, but the first 5 are certainly very solid, with 3 of them averaging above 15 points a game.
They definitely, and some of those are familiar names that have been around for a while, as you alluded to. Of course, one that a lot of local people are going to understand and remember is Caitlin Hennessy, that played her high school ball over at McMinn County High School, and so she made the trip over to Bryan and has been there for all 4 years, and she's one of those double-figure scorers at 15.3. She was also Player of the Week in the conference in Week 5. Then you also have to look at Tori Brooks, who averages 16.7 for the Lady Lions. She was Week 8 player, so the most recent of the two out of those standings, and they've got some others that can contribute as well.
Samantha Russell from Tellico Plains, averaging almost 21 points a game, 20.6 points per game. A very, very solid player, and as good as the other two are, she may be the best of the 3. But Hennessy's putting up, in my opinion, Player of the Year type numbers in the conference, averaging 15 points a game, 6.7 rebounds, but 7.3 assists, 3.4 steals. She's having an outstanding year.
Russell does find herself in the first position in scoring, so she is the leading conference scorer with that 20.6 points per game. On the other side, for Coach Jeff Rice and his ball club, he's in his 18th season. They are led by a couple of double-figure scores, and those young ladies played just over in Meigs County in Decatur, and that's Anna Crowder, averages 10.9, and then Jacelyn Stone with 12.5 points per game is her average. Crowder also chipping in 5.5 rebounds roughly per game in her season statistics, and both of those playing a lot of minutes, both of them just around the 10 minutes shy of getting rest in average, so they play 30-plus minutes a game usually. So this one will be an interesting take as the Lady Bulldogs kind of find themselves currently in 9th place in the conference standings. Bryan, of course, sitting up there near the top spot where they have been picked preseason number 1 in a tie for first, but find themselves up at the top of the conference standings like normal. And right now the Lady Bulldogs hovering right there at 50 or even 500 on the season, 8-8 coming into today's matchup. So they are desperately going to try to defend their home court against this tough Lady Lions team. Go back to the matchup where they played over at Bryan in the middle of November, and that was a matchup the Lady Bulldogs lost by 19. Anna Crowder and Alexis Bates, both in double figures, had 10 points apiece. Jacelyn Stone had 9 points in that, while Brooks for Bryan had 15, and Hennessy added several herself. She was in double figures as well. As pull that up, she was at 19, so both of those in their leading scores will be 2 to keep an eye on, along with Russell, as mentioned. So, again, Wesleyan has lost 12 in a row against Bryan, but trying to flip that switch and look for their first win against Bryan since November of 2017 when they won on the road. Last time Wesleyan got a season sweep was back in 2016-2017. Bryan then went on to beat them in the conference tournament. So it has been a number of years since even a season sweep for the Lady Bulldogs. But right now we're going to take a 90-second break and then be back with starting lineups back in 90 seconds.
Here I come, you can't hide. Ready or not, here I come, you can't hide. Ready or not, here I come, you can't
Q.
Back here from James L. Robb Gymnasium, Lady Bulldogs 6-8 in the conference, 8-8 overall. Lady Lions are 14-1 inside conference play, sitting behind Reinhardt, who's undefeated. They're 16-5 overall. But looking at your starting lineups for Coach Gabe Johnson in his second season, taking over for Coach Lawhon, who went up to Johnson. They will start number 10, Tori Brooks, 5'8 junior guard from Baxter, Tennessee. Number 12, Caitlin Hennessy, 5'11 senior guard, 15.3 is her average, right here from Athens, Tennessee. Number 25, Alyssa Molosky, 5'7 senior guard from Lebanon, Tennessee. 32, Katie Farrell. She's a sophomore forward from Smithville, Tennessee. And then 34, Samantha Russell. She's the 5'10 senior forward from Tellico Plains, coming in from Young Harris College down in Georgia. And so that's the starting lineup for the Lady Lions, who average 79.8 points per game. Lady Bulldogs under Jeff Rice again, his 18th season, assisted by Darian Jones in his first. They will start number 1, Anna Crowder, the 5'9 junior forward from Decatur, Tennessee. Almost 11 points a game along with 5.5 rebounds. Number 4, Jacelyn Stone, 5'5 junior guard, 12.5 points per game along with 3 rebounds, 3 assists from Decatur, Tennessee as well. Then number 10, J.C. Powell, the 5'8 junior guard from Decatur, Tennessee as well. Averages about 5 rebounds per game to her credit, along with 7 points. McKaylee Martin, the 6-foot senior forward from Sweetwater, Tennessee. And then number 21, the Cleveland, Tennessee native, Cambry Mayo. She's a 5'7 junior guard, averages just under 8 a game, along with 3.5 rebounds. So that's your starting lineups here this evening in this Appalachian Athletic Conference doubleheader. And Coach, Lady Bulldogs coming off of their worst shooting percentage from the field against Montreat, where they only shot 24.5%, making 13 of 53. Also their lowest point total, 41. That was a tough road trip middle of the week last week. Bryan comes in highly favored on a 4-game winning streak. What do the Lady Bulldogs got to do today?
Well, obviously they can't shoot it like that. The key to this team has been all year, and has been for the last few years, how well can we shoot it? So they've got to, in my opinion, be very patient on the offensive end, get better shots than they've been getting. We got to knock down some that we do get. I think we got to control the tempo. We don't need to get into a high 70s, 80-point game with them. That's just not going to work.
Bryan gets the tip, and it's going to be Hennessy that, after a long possession, gets them into the scoring column first from a drive on the left side of the lane. Bryan in all black uniforms, red numerals trimmed in white. And Wesleyan's going to turn it over on their first trip. Looked like stepped out of bounds on the far side.
Yep. Last possession with Bryan. Hennessy gets penetration. We got to take the penetration away from them. Keep them outside the arc. If they make enough to beat you, then they just do.
Down low, it's Molosky. And she misses a shot inside. Stone's going to pick up the rolling rebound. She'll bring it up to the right side of the court. Crowder on the right wing, flips it over to Martin. Martin picked up her dribble, thought about the shot. Now they work it into the far corner to Stone. Stone, a kick to Martin, gets her defender to jump. Little floater in the middle of the lane, no good, off to the left side. Here comes Hennessy, pushing the pace. Gets to the middle of the floor, bounce pass inside, and it's going to be a charge call against Bryan right there. And that one's going to be called on Farrell. Several of the Bryan faithful making the trip over did not agree with that one.
Well, if that arc under the goal means anything, then it was a block.
Yep. I do agree. She was well inside of that, but they forced the turnover. Mayo swings it over to Powell. Here's Crowder with it, top of the key, dribbles inside the arc. Now she'll flip it over to Mayo. Mayo swings it around to Martin on the left wing. She'll drive and kick to Stone quickly. Back out front with 10 to shoot. It's Crowder. Little drop pass to Stone. 15-foot line. She drives in from there. Off the glass and good. And we're knotted up at 2 apiece here. Good take by Jacelyn Stone inside.
Nice screen out on the elbow. Hennessy's own Stone. It's going to make it really difficult for her to get anything off. So she's going to have to beat her off the dribble.
Deep three there from Brooks.
Very deep.
Looked like she was
standing on the Dwayne Farmer logo.
That's what I was going to say, trying to figure out which spot she was on. Between the R and the T, I think, on the court logo. Wesleyan has it. Stone, the right wing, gets a screen from Crowder, pulls up from about 18 feet and drills it. Stone, 2 straight buckets for her. Lady Bulldogs still trailing 5-4, though.
Bryan not willing to switch on that screen at this point. It's going to give us open looks. Just got to make them.
Working around to the left side, that's going to be Russell. She'll swing it back, top of the key. Brooks going for another one. This one off to the front. Wesleyan will clear it out, and here comes Mayo running the point. Stone going to get it back from her right at the Bulldog logo. Ready to set up. Martin with it on the right wing. Puts it on the floor to the left. Here's Powell with it. Powell finds Stone at the elbow. Stone low dribble trying to get past Hennessy. Now it's deflected out of bounds here.
10 on the shot clock.
Stay with the Lady Bulldogs. Still got plenty of time. They've ran the shot clock deep a couple of times already. Here's Stone off the dribble. Gets inside, pulls up from 15 feet. That one just short off the front part of the rim. Here comes Hennessy. Quick pass up, deflected by Crowder. Good stop there by Anna Crowder.
Good job, Anna, getting back, tipping it out of bounds, taking away that fast break.
So it'll be Hennessy to key it in underneath. Lob comes into Russell. Russell flips it back to Hennessy, and Powell right there on her. Hennessy kind of shoving the arms off a little bit. Now a take inside on a backdoor cut. Nice pass there to Brooks, and they lead it by 3.
Jason turned her head and got beat on the back door. Got to open up, see both, force the outside shot.
Here's Stone, top of the key, drives inside once again against Hennessy. Up off the glass and good for Jacelyn Stone. She's got all 6 points for the Lady Bulldogs. Russell to Hennessy, now back to Russell. It goes on the bounce as she cuts, and she gets fouled on the shot. That one's going to be on Martin, her first, team first.
Kelly brought the arm down. Russell did a good job going up and under, taking it to her.
So a couple of subs coming into the ball game. Wesleyan's going to get Sierra Bates into the game, number 22, along with Abby Barr. Number 3 from Sweetwater, Sarah Bates from Kodak, Tennessee. And Bryan also getting a couple in. His 3-point play is good for Bryan at the line. Here's Stone, gives it to Powell. Back around, they work at the bar on the far side. Long baseline jumper is good for Abby Barr. Tough shot to make in basketball, and she drills it.
Bryan tried to cheat on the screen, and so Abby just crossed over, went the other way, had an open look.
They're going to get an offensive foul here against number 35, Nevaeh Majors. So Bryan, 2 fouls to their credit. Here's Stone with it. Stone to the right wing, flips it back to Crowder. Long bounce across the front court. They get it back to Barr on the far side. Here's Powell, takes a 3. Defender closed out. Sierra Bates, big offensive board, and the putback is good. And we're knotted up at 10 apiece.
Jason just a little quick on the 3. Didn't get a good handle, but Bates did a great job going to the boards.
There's Russell out front, pulls a deep 3 over the defender. A lot of bodies inside hanging around on that rebound. It's going to stay with Bryan, they'll say. Anaya Kynard into the ball game, number 15 on the far side. Some of those Bryan numbers are a little hard to see.
Yes, they are. Red on black's not easy to see.
Dark red number. There's a little pull up in the lane, no good. Off to the left it goes into the hands of Powell. Stone sends it left side to Powell. Powell, long bounce into the skip to Barr. Now it's poked away briefly from Stone. They'll have it side out of bounds here in front of the Bryan bench. Moving from our left to our right. Stone gets it into Crowder near the half-court line. They work it around to Barr. Barr back to Stone on the right wing. Stone behind the back has to escape a double team, almost a triple team. Here's Crowder. Her pass intercepted. Full length of floor, and Barr comes back and blocks it. Barr catches up to Brooks there, who had it on a fast break attempt and swats it out of bounds. Good
Great
hustle.
Great hustle. You're right.
Alexis Bates, she's going to check in for Stone, give her a breather. Stone had the first 6 straight points for the Lady Bulldogs. Bryan trying to key it in underneath Autumn Davis, it looks like. Yep, inbounding it to Russell. Here's Russell, a little take, a little running floater, looked good.
Nice athletic move.
They're back in front by 2, 12-10. Far side, it's Powell, puts it on the floor with the left hand, gets to the left side, gets the bucket and the foul. J.C. Powell's going to go to the line for a 3-point play. This one's going to be, that's actually 35, Nevaeh Majors. That's her second foul, team third. So J.C. Powell, she's a 81% shooter. Misses it. Here's Majors in transition, goes inside the paint, now bounces it back out front. Brooks, she'll drop it off there to Davis. Davis trying to drive inside, loses the handle. Picked up there by Crowder.
Alexis Bates got a hand on that one, looked like as she tried to go through.
Here's Powell, gets it to Sierra Bates. Now over to Anna Crowder, 3-pointer up and no good to the right for Crowder. Knotted up at 12 again. Far side of the court, it's Majors with it. Now she goes to the left side of the lane off the glass. This one caroms to the right and picked up there by Alexis Bates. She'll cross midcourt with 3:24 to go in the first quarter. Been tied twice, 3 times, 2, 10, and 12. Here's Alexis, wanted to lob it inside. Now she'll dribble it up to the top of the key, drops it back to Crowder. Crowder on the right side, moves it to the center of the court. Now back over to Sierra Bates' left side. Drive inside, forced the shot pretty quickly there. Drew backboard, but no iron.
Samantha Russell and Anna Crowder guarding each other on both ends. That's a tough matchup for both of them.
That it is. Jaden Lee, the Cleveland native, in there as well in the post for Bryan. They've got some size in there. Crowder out there on the wing guarding Russell. Russell, 15 foot.
He ended up with a wide open layup.
Here's Hennessy inside.
I think she walked twice.
That's what the Bulldog fans yelling out on the far side were saying. Here's Powell in transition. Crowder back to Powell. Powell inside. Kick out to Martin, going for back-to-back buckets. This one high off the back side of the rim. No good from the corner. 17-13. Lady Bulldogs in front. There's a steal in the lane. Powell picks that one up.
Brooks likes that logo over there.
Here's a backdoor pass. That one intercepted there by Russell. Read that one well. Now quickly in transition up to Brooks. Full court pass. She has to circle it from the baseline, though. Back out front to Hennessy. Left side to Brooks it goes. They bounce it inside there to Farrell. Three-pointer, though, by Russell.
Can't play off her. You've got to be in a position where you can close out on her.
Puts them to within one, 17-16. 8.5 to go in the second quarter. A 20-plus point average, you've got to know where she's at. Here's Mayo, top of the key, three-pointer.
In and out.
In and out.
Yep.
Here comes Hennessy, middle of the floor. Working against Crowder. Crowder straight up, but Hennessy makes a shot on the baseline, goes up and under Crowder, and they regain the lead, 18-17. Wesleyan offensively, it's Stone handing it off to Powell, now to Mayo, along with Crowder and Martin. Stone wanted to go back door, but Powell defended well there, couldn't get it to her. Crowder outside the arc, gets it to Martin in the near corner. Thought about the three, passed it up. 4 to shoot, they got to get a shot off. Mayo taking it off the dribble. He's it up as the buzzer sounds. It caroms off to the left into the hands of the Lions. Quick pass into the near corner to Russell. Back Molaski with a deep three from the AAC logo. Molaski with range on that one.
That's two from at least 25 feet. They shoot it like that, can't defend them at all.
Here's Martin trying to answer back. That one is in for the Lady Bulldogs. Back to within one they go, 21-20. Here's Brooks trying to answer back, and back-to-back threes between the two teams.
Again, from deep.
Yeah. Does not fail. They've got the green light anywhere on the court, it looks like. Here's Stone, top of the key with it. Flips it over to Powell to the left. Now mishandled. Here comes a layup on the left side by Farrell, and it's good. And Coach Jeff Rice wants to call a timeout and talk it over. The timeout on the court. Lady Bulldogs trailing 26-20. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Back in 30. Back here at James L. Robb Gymnasium, Jared Wright, Coach Stan Harrison, as Lady Bulldogs have seen their lead of 4, the largest they had, dwindle away. That's where they started the second quarter, down by 6 now.
Had a series of turnovers, and there's another one. That's leading to easy baskets on the other end.
Farrell layup. Well, she misses this one. Good commentator's curse on that side.
There we go.
Crowder picks it up. Martin defending that one well. Here's Stone, right wing. Hennessy right there on her. Another Martin three is up and good. That one barely moving the net, and they're to within one possession.
I think McKelly came to play tonight.
Yes. Her and Stone have contributed majority of the points for the Lady Bulldogs. Lasky over on the far side gets it out there to Farrell. Now top of the key to Russell. A little head fake. Hands it off to Hennessy, who brings it back to the top of the key, and it's a switch off with Crowder guarding her. Baseline jumper by Farrell. Off the glass, no good. Out of bounds, it goes to Wesleyan, says the baseline official. Nope, they're going to switch it. They appeal to the officiating crew.
I think they got it right.
Yep. Stone had kind of slapped at it and sent it towards the baseline, and I didn't really see Bryan touch it anywhere, so Hennessy going to key it in. Far side into Brooks. Brooks puts it on the floor, gets to the block, and then flips it out and into the hands of Powell on the steal. Good job by J.C. Powell to read that one. Mayo over to Crowder in the far corner. Crowder Couple of dribbles, and then sends it to Stone, top of the key. Stone will drive inside, into the paint now on the right side, flips it to Powell on the right wing. Powell's three is good, and we're knotted up at 26 all. Once again, another tie in this ball game between AAC rivals. 26 all. Three-pointer off the mark there for Brooks. Out of bounds, that one goes to Wesleyan. Get a substitution, Abby Barr, who had some good minutes earlier. She's going to step in for Mayo. 4:53 to play in the second quarter. We're going to have a halftime interview coming up, so stay tuned for that one here. Chat with one of the men's players. Powell on the right side. Almost losing the handle, having to recover. Now gets it to Martin, but it's between her legs. Barr picks up the loose ball. And then a foul called here.
On Russell.
That one's going to be on Russell. Good there. Her first.
Unfortunately, a hustle foul. Both of them going after the ball hard. Barr just got established before she did, and Russell crashed into her.
Coach Rice calling out the play, but I don't think that's what they were supposed to be running. Crowder trying to get it in, gets it into Stone. Shot clock was down to 20 because they were in the front court on the foul, so 4:30. Here's Crowder working against Russell. Really had a long jumper, but instead
she did. She came off that.
Back out front. Stone has to take a deep or a high arcing three. She hit the deck. Couldn't get the whistle, but trying to get it from Brooks to Hennessy, and they do at midcourt. Hennessy now inside against Stone and travels with it.
She travels often. I've said that for several years. She tends to shuffle her feet when she first gets the ball and she first makes her move.
Bates, Alexis Bates that is, will check in for Stone, and Wesleyan will bring it up the court. Barr in control of the point. That's a couple of travels I'm pretty sure already been called on the Bryan team. So Crowder with it, trying to score. Break this 26-all tie. Crowder looking to the left, sends it over to Barr. Barr, a little hesitation, now gets it to a cutting Bates. She finds Powell open the far corner for three, and it's good. J.C. Powell puts them back in front by three. 29-26 go the Lady Bulldogs with under 4 to play. Good ball movement right there.
Yeah, that's 9 in a row, maybe.
Believe so.
Pretty good stretch, one way or the other.
Out front, Brooks gets a screen from Hennessy. Powell switches off. Top of the key, it's Russell with it. Drives inside, a little floater. Off the glass and good for her. 28 for the Lady Lions.
Nice move by Russell there. Pretty good job by Martin, not to foul.
Now inside, it's Alexis Bates. Puts them back in front on the take.
Little underhand scoop.
Lady Bulldogs up 31-28, under 3 to play in the second quarter. Here's Brooks off a handoff from Hennessy. Gets behind the arc, now drops it to Russell, still behind the perimeter. Lobs it down low to Farrell. Farrell stepped on Martin's foot. May have got the freedom she was looking to create that shot.
Nice little turnaround off the glass.
Yep.
Very, very difficult to defend that.
Especially trying not to foul right there.
Correct.
Here's Powell out front, gets it to Bates. Now near side it comes to Barr. Back up top of the key to Martin. 2:15 to play. Bates has it on the low block, spins. Hennessy right there with her, trying to bounce it inside to a cutting Powell, and Hennessy read that one. 6 seconds on the shot clock. It'll be Barr to key it in underneath on the far side. Trying to get it into Crowder. Now it's deflected out by Russell. That one really probably called a break, having that one deflected out of bounds.
I
agree.
agree.
It was not a promising look.
No, it looked like it easily could have been intercepted.
Now one of the assistant coaches having a conversation maybe about something on the
About the
scoreboard.
shot clock.
Okay. So here's Barr. Takes it with 5 seconds to shoot. Up off the glass. Too strong off to the front into the hands there of Farrell. Lady Lions will push it. Bryan up the far side. It's Russell dropping it to Brooks. She was ready to pull up from behind the Dwayne Farmer Court logo. Instead, they pass it off. Now they get a foul on the floor.
Crowder was beat off the dribble, and she decided she was not going to give up that layup.
Making sure she didn't give up any points there.
Her first foul, so she's willing to give
Yep.
that foul to stop that layup.
Far side of Tennessee with it. Hennessy at the free throw line. Now she'll pop it out to Brooks. Another one from the AAC logo. This one off to the right side. And Russell comes in, taps the offensive rebound. Mulaski ends up with it. And now they get it to Brooks. And Brooks, jump ball is going to be the call there. And Coach Johnson upset with that one. It'll stay with Bryan on the possession arrow. Martin came down with it. I mean, they've got some stance on that one, but minute 34 to play in the second quarter. Inbounds comes to Russell out front. Gets a screen from Farrell. Now left side, Brooks lobs it into Farrell. Little shoulder move. Used it again, but that one defended better. And Barr's got it. 1:20 to
She
play.
faked herself out.
Yes.
Second move got her.
31-30, 1:15 to play. Lady Bulldogs in front. They've led a couple of different times now. Crowder gets it from Barr over to Powell. Powell fires a quick three. Karam's off to the front. Ball's loose off the foot of Bryan. And it'll be Lady Bulldogs ball with 1:02 to play and a fresh 20 on the shot clock. Wesleyan's going to get Stone back into the ball game. Official was on the way to hand that ball to Anna Crowder, and the buzzer saved her. Bates will check out. Crowder gets it into Stone. Martin coming to set a high screen for her. Instead, she'll pass it over to Powell on the left side. Martin sets the screen there, but Powell goes opposite. Barr with it on the dribble. Gets around the screen from Martin, finds Stone open. Right wing, and it's good for three. Another 4-point lead here for the Lady Bulldogs late in the second quarter. 34-30.
Be nice to defend here and then get the last one. Get one going to the locker room.
Tennessee with it on the left wing. Got a screen from Russell, who's guarded by Powell. Crowder guarding Hennessy, and then Stone and Crowder colliding on that one, and that's going to be 2 fouls on Stone. Team second, and Ella Crowder going to come in for Stone with 2, and that one right there is just not wanting to pick up another foul. There's the reason Coach Rice taking Stone out, even with 23 seconds left.
Yeah, you can't risk that. Can't gamble.
All it would take is one of those Bryan players to run over somebody and try to get the offensive foul, and it turns out defensively. And here's Ella Crowder going to pick up the defensive foul on the shot.
A little failure to communicate. They set the back screen on Crowder. Ran Russell off of it to the backside block. And we just didn't communicate, didn't switch on that like we needed to.
Russell, a 92% shooter, knocks down the first one.
21 seconds. We need to make sure we get the last shot. I would expect them to come a little pressure maybe.
And both of them.
Nope, no pressure.
Nope. So 2-point lead, 34-32. Final seconds of the second quarter. Coach Russ calling out this play, and here's 8 seconds to go. Barr with the ball, gets it out to Martin, working around the top. 5 to go, now down to 3. Here's Crowder, spinning, trying to force it up at the buzzer, and it's off the glass, no good. But the Lady Bulldogs will take a 2-point lead against a very strong Bryan team, and it's one that the Lady Bulldogs, they've had the lead a couple of different times for some spurts, and led by as many as 4 2 different times. But they are playing outstanding here against Bryan in the first half. 34-32, your halftime score. We'll take a 2-minute break and then bring you a halftime interview and some stats. Back in 2 minutes from James L. Robb. Back here from James L. Robb Gymnasium, Jared Wright, Coach Stan Harrison. We're at halftime with the Lady Bulldogs up 34-32 against the Bryan Lions, and it's been what I would consider, Coach, you talked about the pace of the game here early in the pregame, talking about playing at Wesleyan's pace. The Lady Bulldogs have really controlled that pace for them.
Part of it may be Bryan's defense, but I think we are being, for the most part, patient in the half court. We've got to score, I think, where we need it to be. In the low 30s, give us a chance to win, keep that score in the 60s. And I think we can give ourselves a chance. The tempo, for the most part, when we don't turn it over, the tempo's been good. Turnovers led to a couple of easy baskets in transition. But as long as we'll take care of the basketball, get good shots, and get back on defense, we've got the tempo where we want it.
And the Lady Bulldogs are shooting fairly well, much better than they have in several games this season. So hopefully if they can keep knocking down some shots, had the three ball working in some clutch times for them thus far. So hopefully they can keep that going against this Bryan team, who is very long. They're a long, tall, athletic team. And so if they can keep that going in the second half, and I know both fan bases are packing out the gym. It's Mayfield ice cream night, so we're told. So
if you're out there and need somewhere to go, come by James L. Robb Gymnasium for free ice cream.
Yep. Apparently there's going to also be a contest at halftime to win a year's supply of ice cream. So halftime of the men's game, I believe that is. But nonetheless, it's a great crowd. And, of course, when Bryan and Wesleyan play, you're going to get a lot of fans from both sides of the river coming over to watch this one. So here at halftime, we like to chat up some of our players on either team and get to know them a little bit. And so we're going to talk to a young man that I've been waiting for Coach Ray Stone to send him my way to talk to him a little bit, and where he's going to have a chat with us here at halftime. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure. I have yet to check with him, and this is bad as a broadcaster. It's something that I always want to make sure. His name, as I say it, is Emmanuel Ndombi. Is the N silent, or you do say the N with it?
I mean, you can say it either way, but the N's usually silent.
Okay. So, Emmanuel Ndombi.
Yeah.
Ndombi. Okay, there we go. See? There we go. Okay. So, if you look at your roster, he hails from Toronto, Canada, which is nowhere close to Athens, Tennessee by any stretch of the means. So, Emmanuel, tell us how you ended up at Tennessee Wesleyan from Toronto, Canada.
Yep, so I was originally in Detroit, and that's where I was found through Coach. I was in a JUCO in Detroit, and then he reached out to me through there, and that's how we got together.
Let me fix that real quick. Right there you go. All right, there you go. So in Detroit, so that's not that far off. Detroit to Toronto, that's not that far of a difference. So what has the adjustment been like from Detroit down to here?
Honestly, it's been a pretty big difference from the people. I mean, I feel like everyone down here is a lot more friendlier, open, and I love the love down here.
Now, most of your family, I assume, is up in Toronto area.
Yep.
How often have they been able to make it down to games?
Rare occasions, probably on like the holidays when they have time to.
I'm sure they tune in at home, watching online, stuff
game.
like that. So
they're there every game.
So what, you've got the Toronto Raptors there in that area. Was that an influence on you growing up back in the day? Kind of what got you into basketball?
Crazy influence. So, yeah, my favorite player growing up was Chris Bosh when he was on the Raptors. Yep, wearing the number 4 jersey. Also, Vince Carter. He put the whole city on. So, got to show love to Vince Carter.
See, I was going to say, I got to go back to Vince Carter days and the arm and the rim on the slam dunk contest back when I was in, I think, middle school age range, somewhere in there. But it's definitely, everybody thinks Canada and they think hockey. Did you play any hockey growing up?
A little bit of puck. I played a little bit of hockey growing up. Yeah.
Okay. So decided basketball was the route you needed to be in. So
grew a little tall for hockey.
I was going to say, there's not too many hockey players that are 6'8" plus out there. So none that, Yep, that's it. So talk to us a little bit about, your game as far as going JUCO level and then coming to Wesleyan. Kind of how has that helped you maybe?
Well, yeah, it's helped me a lot. I feel like on this team, I really just do whatever Coach needs me to do, fit whatever piece he wants me to, either rebound, defend, block shots. That's all I got to do for him.
This team, we'll talk about the team a little bit now. to say it's been a struggle this year is probably an understatement, but it's not been a, from the vantage point of calling several games and looking at it, it's not been a struggle in the fact that you can't compete with anybody out there. There's just been some games that didn't go your all's way.
Yeah.
So as a guy that's been around for a couple of years now, how is the locker room, how have you all tried to, I guess, turn the ship and get it going in the right direction? How's that been?
Yeah, we've definitely faced a lot of adversities leading up until this point, but it's only made us stronger. And you can see in the locker room for sure, we're definitely stronger compared to at the beginning of the season. So we love to see that.
Of course, you're a big man inside, and you got that physical presence inside, but talk to us a little bit about how your game has developed and kind of what you like to do on the court out there.
Yeah, so I really like shooting the ball, if you could tell. I love shooting the ball. But back to the basket game, usually that's how I grew up because I was a little bigger than everyone else growing up. So I was really a back to the basket player. But, yeah, shooting the ball is what I love to do.
I don't know too many guys that play basketball and don't want to shoot it. And usually, no offense, a big guy gets it and they're going to shoot it, and even if they're outside the arc, so they'll shoot it from outside. So you come to Tennessee Wesleyan. What is the plan? What are you studying? And kind of how is that going for you?
All right, yeah. So I'm currently majoring in criminal justice, trying to be a criminal lawyer.
Okay.
Yep. So that's my goal right now. Pretty tough, a lot of reading, but.
I was going to say that is a lot of reading.
Yeah.
So kind of what got you wanting to go down that path?
Honestly, just the current political society we're in. Wanted to see a change. Not too many people that look like me are in that field, so.
So you're listed as a junior. Of course, I never know what year anybody technically is because you got an extra year there, here and there. So kind of what are your plans? You want to obviously be a criminal lawyer and stuff, but is that something you want to head back, north to do or stay in this area? Kind of what are you looking to do?
It's all based on opportunity. Whatever best opportunity I see fit for me, that's what I'll follow.
Is there anybody in family that has been in the law world?
Not so far, no. I'd be the first one.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's definitely a lot of. I've got some. I guess it's a good thing to have lawyer friends sometimes, but it's also one of those that the school work to go through with all that, as you alluded to. Of course, law school, I would imagine, would be the next step for you. So, have you looked anywhere?
Yeah, I've looked at UTC, UTK. They got pretty good law programs.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, sounds like you got a pretty good path after basketball. Is there any? I imagine law will keep you busy, but what about the coaching aspect or staying involved with the game? How do you want to do that?
Coaching, I can't see myself ever coaching. That's a headache of a job. I see Coach doing that. You got to be a special person to do that, especially. But I don't think I'd ever be coaching.
You might be one of the few that have admitted that. I think there's some that are scared to admit that coaching's not their forte, but they want to give it a taste.
Yeah.
Obviously games have moved around, shifting back to the team itself. And you being from Toronto, how did you handle the last week with what many in this area would consider record snow? So how was that for you?
Pretty regular day at the office, honestly. It was a lot, though, I won't lie, especially down here in Athens, Tennessee with the ice. But, yeah, pretty regular day in the office for especially a lot of people back in Toronto.
Just looks at all us Southerners and thinks, hey, y'all don't know what this is. Don't
Say
worry.
nothing.
It's more the ice. I think the ice causes issues for everybody, but the snow, it's always a welcome thing, except when it starts messing up broadcast schedules. And it's been kind of crazy between covering Tennessee Wesleyan and McMinn County High School games, trying to make up games and fit them all in. But we're going to make the most of it. And so, Emmanuel, I'm glad we finally got to talk. It's one of those. I've been waiting. I give the option to the coaches on who they want to send us to talk, and it's always a surprise, but I try to get a heads up. So when Coach Stone sent me your name, I was like, all right, I got to get to know this young man. So, well, Emmanuel, we appreciate it. Good luck today against this Bryan team, and let's get another win.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Pleasure's on mine.
Emmanuel Danby, as he corrected me. I've been calling him Ndambi or Danby. I mean, we'll go with it. So
he said either one's good.
So we're good. That's what I get for listening to our buddy Matt Harper down there do the PA announcing. So that's how it goes. As we talked about, this is our first game. It was a reschedule, and so we've got a whole week of basketball. So you're going to have to get used to us talking every night, but we're going to have McMinn County tomorrow night. on the road down at Cleveland. That's a 6 and 7:30 tip-off. Then Coach and I will be right back here on Wednesday night for Kentucky Christian to come to town against Tennessee Wesleyan. And that's a normal 5:30, 7:30 start on the weeknights for Wesleyan. Then we'll have Walker Valley, McMinn County on Thursday night, 6 and 7:30 tip. We get to rest on Friday, or some of us do. I know Handsome Dan's got a game he's got to cover, but we will be back on Saturday with Tennessee Wesleyan over in Cleveland, Georgia, when the Bulldogs and Lady Bulldogs travel to Truett McConnell. So that's kind of what our week looks like. You think about March and the tournament time, and you got back-to-back days going on. We've got it here at the end of January or early part of February to get everybody ready for this, more so on our side than the player side. But, Coach, we're still at halftime here. Lady Bulldogs and the Lady Lions back out here warming up. Both coaching staffs going into the locker room at half. Bryan's probably trying to make, I would say, more adjustments than maybe Tennessee Wesleyan is.
Yeah, I'm sure they thought they'd have a pretty good lead at this point, so they're feeling the need to do more than we are. We just like to continue to do the same things that we were already doing. When you look at statistics, both teams shot it very well. Not a lot of turnovers, and so Bryan, I'm sure, would like to create a few more turnovers, create a few more easy baskets, and hopefully, from their point of view, defend a little better so that we don't shoot it as well. We shoot almost 52% from the field, 50% from three. Did not make a free throw, but only 0 for 3, so didn't take many of them. So we talked before the game about how we needed to shoot it well. That we've done. I think overall we've rebounded well against a team that's a little bigger, a little longer than we are. So the big key is the turnovers. If we can, we had 7 turnovers in the first half. If we could keep that under 5 this second half, continue to shoot well, I think we're going to have an excellent opportunity. Bryan, on the other hand, I expect him to try to pressure just a little bit more, try to create some easier baskets for themselves, and I'll be surprised if they don't look to attack the rim.
Get some foul trouble going for Tennessee Wesleyan would be Bryan's way. They've been there a couple of times, and of course they've shot the 3 ball from deep pretty well. That's been another key for them to kind of get maybe under the skin of Tennessee Wesleyan. Some of them have been from the AAC logo or the Dwayne.
They made 3 from at least 25 feet. Last couple ones they attempted did not go. Hopefully those things are going to even out and take care of themselves in the long run. If that's where they want to continue to shoot it from, I'm sure Coach Rice is just fine with that.
Pull up from the logos. He doesn't care if it caroms off. But Wesleyan, of course, as Coach alluded to, getting out rebounded by only 1, but that's one category they did have a point, like 1 or 2 difference in the regular season averages over Bryan. So they have done a good job of sticking with one of the top teams in the conference over the last number of years. Looking at your individual scoring, Samantha Russell, of course, leading the way for Bryan. She's got 12 points on 2 of 3 from behind the arc, 3 rebounds to her credit. Tori Brooks with 8 points. She's 2 of 6 behind the arc and 4 boards. Hennessy with 4 points and 4 assists. That was another category. Those assists are big for her and distributing the ball to her team. On the other side for the Lady Bulldogs, you've got Jacelyn Stone with 9 points, 1 of 2 from behind the arc, 4 of 6 from the field. Along with a rebound, 2 assists, and then you've got both J.C. Powell and McKaylee Martin with 8 points apiece, both of them knocking down a couple of 3-pointers to their credit as well, and then 4 rebounds from Martin leads the way there. So possession gives it to Tennessee Wesleyan, and they're going to, let's see. Oh,
we have children on the floor.
Young fan trying to get in the game early, so got to check in at the scores table, the official says. So they'll restart. 4 seconds have gone. Now Stone will take it and try to reset this offense. High post feed. It goes to Crowder. Crowder, Stone, Powell, Martin, and Mayo. The starting 5 back out there. Bryan rolls their starting 5 back out there as well. Martin catches it off the lob, has to regain it. Possession of it. Now back out front. Shot clock down to 7. Here's Stone with it. Skip pass over to Crowder. Crowder driving against Russell. Spins into a double team. Throws up the shot. Hennessy right there to help out with Russell.
Nice little double team. Hennessy was there when she made the spin and was able to block the shot.
Bryan has it out front with Russell. Molaski feeds it down low, double teaming Hennessy. Now backdoor cut by Russell. It's going to send it out of bounds to Wesleyan as Crowder catches up and deflects it out. Under a minute played thus far. Still 34-32. Wesleyan with that 2-point lead. Led by as many as 4 a couple of different times. Hennessy spins in the lane looking for help. Kicks it out front into the hands of Russell. She'll get it into the hands of Brooks. Shot clock at 1. Gets a shot off and airballs it. Good defensive stand there by the Lady Bulldogs.
Can't ask for more than that.
Let Bryan, I don't know that Bryan is a comfortable team running the shot clock down deep. So that might work out in favor of Wesleyan if they can keep some defensive possessions like that. Here's Stone to the right side to Powell. Back out front, Stone with it. Crosses over, back to the right side. Hesitation pass. Gets free of Hennessy, who jumped early. Jacelyn Stone with a nice little take.
Nice little hesitation before she went up.
Yep.
And you're right, caused Hennessy to go up too quick.
Now
she was following and certainly had potential to block it.
There's an air ball essentially there by Farrell. Hits the bottom of the net on the outside, luckily. Here's Mayo, right wing, guarded there by Mulaski. Setting the screen is Martin. Martin pops behind the arc. Gets a pass and swings it to her left to Stone. Stone calling out the signal. Gets it to Crowder. Crowder gets a good screen for Martin. Runner in the lane, off the back of the glass is good. And Lady Bulldogs up by 6, their largest lead of the ball game. 8 minutes to play here in the third quarter.
And Bryan wants a timeout.
Yep. That's not surprising. Coach Gabe Johnson wants to talk it over with his ball club. 7:56 to go in the third quarter. Lady Bulldogs up 38-32. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Back in 30. WJSQ, WLAR, Athens, Tennessee. Jared Wright, Coach Stan Harrison here. And Coach, we didn't really hit on it, but that end of the second quarter, it was Coach Rice called a timeout with about 6.5 minutes left, and Lady Bulldogs went on a 14-6 run, which is what really separated them and the Lady Lions. Now we've got a quick whistle. This one's going to be on Powell. That's her first. Team first of the quarter.
Yeah, that's continuing as well, since I don't believe they've scored this quarter yet until now.
Nope.
She missed it. Good.
Still called it off. There we go. Majors missing the baseline take. It looked good. But Lady Bulldogs, and now it's going to be a frustration foul there. That one's going to be the third, I believe, yes, on Majors.
The deeper we go, the more opportunity we might have for some of those.
So one foul apiece for both teams. Stone, was trying to just flat out push the pace and got tripped up. She'll walk it to the right side. Powell switches places with her, but Stone still has it. Out front, extra pass Mayo near corner for 3. Doesn't get the bounce, but Powell gets the offensive rebound. But a foul was called on Hennessy.
Hennessy on it. One, you like having the foul on Hennessy, but
like to have those.
You like to have the points. We got the rebound and the putback.
Coach Johnson not happy with this call, but yeah, Powell got the rebound and the putback was good. So here's Mayo. Stone with it near corner, gets a screen from Martin to the right, crosses over and goes opposite of it and knocks down the long 2. Lady Bulldogs finding the rhythm here. Up by 8.
Again, they try to cheat the screen and just go the other way.
Inside, Mulaski against Stone, and that's just a mismatch in favor of Bryan, and they score their first points.
Nice little reverse baby hook there.
Stone defended it as best as she could, but a height advantage and size advantage there. Stone into the lane, nice little floater, just rolls off to the left. Hit the right side of the rim and rolled to the left.
Good look, just didn't go down.
Here's Hennessy, quick crossover at the free throw line, and Powell got tied up with her, and Hennessy, Powell got hit in the eye somehow, and Wesleyan faithful on the far side. They're going to send both teams to the benches. And Kelly Seekins waiting to be checked out, and the official's going to talk this one over, and it must have been Hennessy took a swing or a slap towards Powell at the end. It was a physical play. JC had her tied up pretty good.
Hennessy was not happy about the tie-up and the foul. It was a hard foul. And took a little swing at her, I thought.
So it'll be Bryan Faithful trying to plead the case as the officials still talking this one up. And both coaches kind of waiting on explanations, not even really talking to their team. And Kelly Seekins helping J.C. Powell. Looks like maybe a contact popped out, so J.C.'s going to get that adjusted. 6:39 to go. Wesleyan up 40-34 here. Led by
on ESPN, we would be getting a review, wouldn't we?
Yep. Might have to go back on the live stream, check that out. But they're still congregating, and both fan bases getting into it. Yelling matches, and maybe a warning to the Bryan bench and fans now coming. So a lot of rivalry here. Expect nothing less when Bryan and Wesleyan square off on Mayfield Dairy Night. As see athletic director, newest Hall of Fame member, Donnie Mayfield, over there handing out some ice cream across the way. That's a way to keep the fans cooled off. Several of them declining, but taking part. So Wesleyan, again, they had come out scoring quickly here in the second half. They had been on a 6-2 run before Bryan made their first shot. And so now potentially going to be foul shots on both ends. We don't know. It could be just foul shots coming for Hennessy on the foul against Powell. And Coach Johnson is acting it out, and he's out on the court now. Official telling him to back down, and so it looks like it's going to go. It's going to be a technical foul on Caitlin Hennessy, says the official.
Which also counts as a personal.
Yep. Powell picks up her second foul. Team second. There's the Bulldog fans hearing the technical foul called, and that's the second on Hennessy. Team third.
Surprised they're shooting these first. Expecting them to shoot the technical and then go back to the point where the original foul occurred.
Hennessy misses the first one. Yeah, you'd think you'd.
And the second.
Yep, misses both of them. And so now J.C. Powell's going to go to the line on the other side. And you might throw into a little bit of the mix. That's a Meigs County, McMinn County little battle right there between those two. Powell misses the first one to the left. And it might all even out unless J.C. can make one of these.
I'd like to make one of these, at least get something out of this.
Still 40-34, 6:39 to play.
Nope.
And so Bryan fans, a couple of Bryan fans getting a little animated. So it's Wesleyan's ball after that. Stone has it in the front court. 4 missed free throws. Here's Powell, gets it back to Stone. Out front, Crowder takes the three. Defender closing out, but off the back iron. Long rebound chased, and a push is going to be called on Wesleyan's Mayo. That's the third on Wesleyan, the second on Mayo. Here's Majors with it in the front court. Works to the right wing. Hennessy rolled off the pick and roll. It's Mulaski. Now drops it back to Majors on the right wing. Majors goes baseline. Kicks it out. Brooks for a deep three. Martin closed out well. Rebounded there by Powell. Good job by J.C. Powell on the box out and to reach for that rebound. 6 minutes to play. Wesleyan up 40-34. There's a foul on a hand check as Stone was trying to go middle of the floor, and that one's going to be on Mulaski. 35. Okay, Majors.
Yep.
That's her fourth, team fourth. Really need the starting five to pick up some more fouls, does Wesleyan from Bryan. Here's Stone, hands off to Mayo. Crowder out front, has it, takes one dribble, and hands it to Stone. Stone has a defender in Davis, and jump ball is going to give it to Bryan on the
Yep.
possession arrow.
Yep.
And
We've
Stone
not
just-
done a good job in this last couple of minutes. We've had an opportunity to really put a little margin between the two of us, and have not scored. Thankfully, they haven't either. But the 2 free throws, the possession after, and in that possession, we really didn't get anything done.
Here's Hennessy out front, Powell guarding her. Hennessy sends it left side to Russell and then sets a screen for her. Russell goes opposite side of the screen. Comes flying in. Martin, good straight up defense. And jump ball is going to be this possession. Give it to Wesleyan. Good stand there by the Lady Bulldogs. Abby Barr checking in. She'll replace Martin. Alexis Bates coming to the scores table but not able to get in. 5:20 to go in the third quarter. Stone to the far side of the court. Working there against Davis. Outlet pass to Barr, left wide open. Hennessy overplayed it, but a three-pointer off the mark to the right. Had a good look.
One of those she's looking to pass and finds herself wide open.
Now a blocking foul on Crowder is called in transition, trying to get there and get set, but she couldn't
So
do
she
it.
really wasn't prepared to shoot the ball.
No. I think Abby was looking to send it left, and
Yes.
when Hennessy got the jump and went to the player as well, Abby was left with a wide open shot, just didn't anticipate that.
You got to take it, but really need to set herself before she did.
So Brooks at the line, 68% shooter. Shoots at 44% from behind the arc, which is good for third in the conference, but not as well from the line. Still 40-34, and Mountain make that 40-35, reverse commentator's curse. 5-point game. It's been almost 2 minutes between scores.
By either team.
Yep. Stone, far corner, it goes to Bates. Bates dribbling it out, working against Mulaski, hands it back to Stone. Stone in that far corner, uses the spin, finds Bates. Baseline three off the mark, and then Stone, that one was trying to swat the rebound away. And a couple of fans thinking that was intentional, but Stone literally was just going to slap the rebound away. And a guard that's listed at 5'5", trying to slap it out to the teammates.
Very few fouls up until this quarter, and now you've got 9 in just over 5 minutes.
That's really slowing that pace down even more.
Bryan already on the bonus.
So it's going to be Russell at the line. Stone will exit with her third foul.
This little stretch could prove to be really important. And we've just not been able to score.
Yep. Russell makes the first one, so it's 40-36. Can trim it to a one-possession game, and she does just that. Davis is going to show some full-court pressure, then backs up. Barr with it out front. Works it to the right side to Bates. Here's Ella Crowder into the ballgame, gets it to Powell. How was that an offensive foul?
No, I think he's called a running through the screen, I would hope.
No, they call that on Crowder. Crowder got flat ran over. Her third foul. Coach Rice happened right in front of him, and
He said she moved.
so looked like she had gotten ran over by Russell or Brooks there. Nonetheless, Lady Bulldogs turn it over, and here's Davis for Bryan on the right wing. They work it far side to Hennessy. Hennessy crossing over into the far corner, picks up her dribble, finds Davis top of the key. Davis drives to the left side, off the glass and good. And Bryan's to within one.
Bates went running at her, didn't close out under control, and she was able to get by her and take it straight to the goal.
Since the Bryan College timeout, they have been on a 7-2 run. Backdoor cut and feed to Bates. Now Powell on the baseline to Crowder. Crowder up top to her sister Anna Crowder. It's Ella to Anna, blocked by Hennessy. Hennessy shoves Crowder going for the rebound. Backdoor feed to Powell, and Powell gets blocked. Davis comes out of nowhere. 3:38, Wesleyan up 40-39, still in third quarter. We've got over 13 minutes left in this one. Hennessy spins in the lane and scores, and Bryan goes back in front. That 8-point lead by Tennessee Wesleyan has been erased rather quickly.
I think Hennessy decided to take over right there.
Yep. Out front, Powell gets it on the far side. Powell gets it to Barr, back to Powell on the cut. Goes down the right side of the lane and just cannot get the shot to fall. And Powell gets another foul here. So foul trouble. Crowder, Stone, and Powell all with 3 fouls apiece for the Lady Bulldogs.
Got exactly what you wanted there, just not able to finish it.
Yep.
That wasn't much of a foul. A little bit of a touch, and Hennessy falls down and gets the call.
Hennessy makes the first one, extends the lead to 2, 42-40. 3:04 to play here in the third. Both of them good, and they're up by 3. It's going to be Farrell coming back to the scorer's table for Bryan. Bates to Crowder. Crowder, top of the key, gets it to Ella Crowder on the left wing. Bates in the near corner, sends it back out front to Barr. Barr finds Ella Crowder in near corner. 3 is up and in by Ella Crowder.
Huge basket.
3.
Huge basket.
Bryan was going to let her shoot it, and she makes them pay.
Had to get off of that 40 number.
Lob down low to Hennessy, trying to get it back door. Now Mulaski gets it on the pass,
And one.
gets the bucket and the foul. This one's going to be on Barr. It's going to be her second. Of course, the team's already in the bonus anyway, but it is going to be an and one opportunity. Lasky does make the and one. They go back up by 3. She'll even check out of the ball game. 2:26 to play.
Kelly Martin comes in, gives J.C. Powell a break.
So it's Crowder out front. Sends it over to Bates. Bates guarded there by Farrell. Puts it on the floor. A little hesitation dribble. Davis picks the pocket. Davis loses it. That's out of bounds. It goes to Wesleyan.
I believe we had a little contact that
Yeah.
wasn't seen.
I was going to say the Bryan fan to our right finally decides he can say something. Stone going to come back in, and the opposite of what Wesleyan really wanted to do was get the starters for Bryan in foul trouble. They've only got one player. That's Majors, who's a reserve and with 4 fouls. Wesleyan's got 3 of their starters in with 3 fouls apiece. Martin out front with it, working against Hennessy. That's the same play a minute ago. Brooks runs over Crowder once again, but this time it is called on Brooks. That's her first.
I guess we were stood still that time.
Yeah,
That's not a move that time.
That's what it was. So here's Crowder at the line. Nate misses the first ones. 1:57 to play. Both teams in the double bonus here, which is 2 fouls at the 5-foul mark. Crowder does make the second one.
First successful free throw of the evening.
That could come back to haunt the Lady Bulldogs. Far side, Russell with it, calling for some help. Hennessy guarded there by Ella Crowder. Now it's Farrell on the right wing. Everybody giving her room. Far side, back to Hennessy it goes. 1:37, shot clock down to 8. Hennessy wanting a screen. Farrell rolls on it. Hennessy pulls up from 15 feet and makes the little short jumper. 1:25 to go. 48-44, Bryan in front. Wesleyan had an 8-point lead, 40-32. Then got stuck on that 40-point mark forever, it seemed. Now trying to cut the deficit a little bit here. Martin in the corner, spins on the baseline. Hennessy pokes it out of bounds. Coach Johnson telling his players to get on Ella Crowder because she's the shooter. And they said, her? He said, yeah, she hit it from the corner. Here's Bates, spins into a foul. She'll get 2 shots. This one's going to be the second on Brooks. So Alexis Bates will step to the line. So Alexis steps up. That one caroms off to the right. Another missed free throw. Now 1 of 8. Second one for Bates is good.
Margin's getting wider because we're not answering at the free throw line.
Far side. Russell with it. Gets it to Hennessy outside. Right wing, it's all Farrell. She'll drive inside now. Martin and Crowder defend that one and come down with a block. Bryan wanted the foul because they brought their arms down, but got all ball, the official says. Here's Stone, goes in. Gets blocked there. That's a travel.
Wow.
Brooks got it and fell backwards. And Martin's going to pick up another foul here. That's going to be her second.
What's the word? Chippy? Get a little chippy?
I'm telling you, it's third quarter's been good for Bryan, but I'm sure Coach Ross is ready for it to end so they can kind of maybe regroup, cool off the emotions, and having a conversation the officials are with Hennessy there. And rivalry game living up to every bit of it, maybe some more. Hennessy uses every bit of the rim to make that one. 49-45. 29.9 remaining. Misses the second one. Martin gets the rebound. Clears it out to Stone. Hennessy coming flying in. Martin sets a good screen. Stone comes left side to Crowder. Back to Stone it goes. 18 seconds to go, and they're just going to hold it out front. Wait to take the last shot. Now Crowder with it. Crowder one-on-one against Russell. Kicks it over to Bates for 3. Bates too strong off the back side of the board. And Davis is going to heave it at the buzzer. If Bryan battles back, they take the Wesleyan lead and turn it into a 4-point lead of their own. 49-45 as we head to the fourth and final quarter here from James L. Robb. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Back in 60. Third quarter out of the way, we get set to start the final 10 minutes in this 4-point game.
Outscored 17-11 in the third quarter.
That's where
we scored 15 and 19 in the first 2, and you're going to get 11 there. That was a bit of a killer. Got to do a little better job here in the fourth.
Bryan in front, 49-45. Again, they've been at the top of the conference standings for most of the year. Preseason tied for first in the pick. Now a three-pointer by Russell off the mark on the far side. Mulaski chases down the long rebound. Wesleyan has their starting 5 back out there. Here's Brooks taking a deep 3, and she airballs that one. That's that 25-foot.
She went to the U instead of the R that time on court.
So here's Stone with it. Gets it over to Crowder. Wesleyan going to have to find some offensive weapons here. Of course, foul trouble, the key on their side. Working against them, really, defensively. Here's Stone into the paint, 15-foot. Somehow got that shot off. I don't know how she did, but.
Yeah, good job. Nice shot.
Yep. 47.
You got to stay down, girl.
Mulaski. There, inadvertent whistle maybe, or?
Just a weak one.
Oh, they are going to call the foul on Crowder, and she's going to pick up her fourth. Ella's going to check in, yep. Crowder will take a seat. Inbounds goes to the far corner to Brooks. A little hesitation working against Stone. Gets into the paint, now finds it to Davis. Bounces it out. Hennessy for three. Airballs that one. Russell and Crowder fighting for it. And Crowder is going to win that battle. They say it went out on Russell. And there's a technical on Coach Johnson.
No, it's a warning.
Okay.
Second one. Second warning.
I was going to say.
I was coaching. I don't remember any warnings. He gets two.
One, he was standing on the Dwayne Farmer Court logo, which is many feet onto the court. Either way, Lady Bulldogs with it now. Stone out front working there against Davis. Davis has picked her pocket a couple of times. Skips it out to Mayo. Mayo really could probably take Mulaski off the dribble. Martin takes the three from the left wing and drills it. Lady Bulldogs back in front by one. 50-49. Good job and a gut check there by Martin to knock that shot down. Defender was closing out a little bit.
I continue to be amazed that they don't post. Going to foul a three-point shooter.
Yep.
Worst foul in basketball.
I've seen a lot of them this year between the high school and the college game. Second team foul, and that's the second on Ella Crowder. Just got a little too free with the box out and didn't let Russell have the room to come down. So Russell steps to the line, makes the first one.
What I was saying before that was I'm surprised that more people don't try to post Stone up.
Yep.
She's having to guard somebody. She's giving up at least 6 inches. And they're just not taking advantage of that, which is fine with me.
So Russell makes the first two to regain the Bryan lead, 51-50. Still under a minute played. Now she'll push that to 2.
Fouled the wrong person there.
Yes, definitely 92% shooter on the season. Mayo, far wing. She's wide open for three and just short on the front of the rim it goes. Hennessy with the rebound. She's going to bring it all the way down the floor, trying to drive against Powell. Kicks it out. Russell at the top of the key, airballs this one. And Crowder turns around and says, I didn't do it too hard this time. Boxed her out. Stone's going to inbound it. Nope. Crowder smartly says, hey, you're the point guard. Let me inbound it to you. 52-50, Bryan in front, 7:45 to go. Stone working it up the floor against Davis, brings it near side. Working from our right to our left. Powell has to get rid of it. Avoids the travel. Now Stone spins away from the double team. Gets into the paint, kicks it outside. Crowder to Powell on the left corner. Powell back to Crowder, Ella Crowder that is. Crowder loses the handle. Martin saves it. Hennessy overplayed it. They've got a number. Corner three by Powell as the buzzer goes off on the shot clock and just rolls over the rim.
You got it off. I thought it was going to go. It looked good.
Quick pull as the clock was winding, but couldn't get it. Instead, Powell drops back defensively now on Hennessy on the far side. Powell hand check there is going to get called. And Coach Rice telling her, don't worry about that. It's going to be 4. I'm trying to get her to do something else defensively there. Barr's going to replace Powell.
Tell her to be smart. Just back off a little bit. She's pretty deep.
And it's a timeout from Bryan. They want to talk it over with 30-second timeout. Wesleyan down 52-50. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Back in 30. Back here at James L. Robb Gymnasium, Donnie Mayfield still handing out the free Mayfield ice cream, it looks like. Not going to lie, it's confusing handing out in the Milky Way box. But
Yeah, I thought he was throwing away, giving out candy bars.
here's Hennessy off the take on the inbounds, pushes the Bryan lead to 4. She gets to the right side and makes a tough lay-in.
To her credit, since the technical, she's pretty much taken over.
Yes.
She's been the difference in the game this half. There's no question.
Barr on the left wing. Gets it to Martin. Martin out there. Hennessy guarding her. Spins into the middle of the lane. Goes up strong on the left side and couldn't get that shot to fall or a whistle.
Fell away a little bit. They take it into her.
Under 6.5 to play. Hennessy with it out front. Hennessy with 13 points. Goes inside. Martin comes down with the arms on that one. Picks up another foul, the 4th on the Lady Bulldogs. Still 0 for Bryan in this quarter. Martin now with 3. So you got Crowder, Powell with 4 apiece, Stone with 3, Martin with 3, and then you got Barr with 2, Mayo with 2, and Ella Crowder with 2. So that's kind of how this looks. Coach Rice is going to take a timeout. We'll just stay here with you through it. It's only 30 seconds, so we'll stay here. Again, our next McMinn County broadcast is going to be tomorrow night down at Cleveland. That's a trip down to Raider Arena where the girls will try to avenge an early season loss against Cleveland. And the men are going to try to pick up another regular season sweep of Cleveland. See what they can do down there. Then we'll be right back here on Wednesday night, 5:30, 7:30 tip-off here when Kentucky Christian, one of the newer teams to the Appalachian Athletic Conference, comes down from Grayson, Kentucky. And they will make the trip down. And
Cleveland's girls, young team that
yes.
Seems just to be getting better as the season goes along. And Cleveland boys just not the strong team, as strong a team as they've had in the past.
That is exactly right. They lost a lot, as did McMinn last year, but McMinn starting to put some good runs together here late on the boys' side. Hennessy goes 1 for 2 at the line. Out of bounds it goes and stays with Bryan on the rebound. They'll say Mayo knocked it out. Coach Rice pleading the case.
If you didn't have a foul, then you had it out on Bryan.
Yep.
But didn't get either one. No foul call, and Bryan ball.
Hennessy with it out front, approaching the 6-minute mark, up by 5, 55-50. Sends it far side. That's Majors back in. Majors comes running in and makes a tough layup on the right side. It's a 7-point advantage. That might be the largest for Bryan thus far.
Got to have a basket here. It's starting to get away a little bit.
$57-50. Wesleyan Stone on the left wing gets a screen from Martin. Finds Ella Crowder open far side. Drives the baseline against Russell, trying to get it to Martin. Luckily ends up into the hands of Mayo behind the arc. They get it back out front now. 5.5 to go, and there's a foul called underneath on Brooks. That's going to be the 3rd on Brooks, the 1st on Bryan in the quarter. So Bryan, plenty of fouls to play with. Brooks and Majors, 3 and 4 fouls apiece for them. Barr gets it back to Stone, far corner, working against Majors. Goes baseline, and then the hand check. Majors probably going to be gone with that one. Yep.
She's headed to the bench. She knows it already.
Yep, she knew it. And so she will foul out. But that brings Davis back in, and Davis has been kind of a tough matchup for the Lady Bulldogs ball handling. Her and Stone both right there, 5'5". Stone inbounds it to Mayo. Mayo, far corner. Out front it comes to Ella Crowder. Barr, left wing. Behind the arc she goes. Gets it to Mayo now behind the left wing. Working around the perimeter. Shot clock down to 5. Stone spins inside the arc. Gets to the low block. Gets the bucket and the foul. Jacelyn Stone.
I'm not sure how she does it.
I don't
how she
know
gets
either.
them off, but she does a great job of it.
Davis picks up her first. Stone, 3-point play is successful. So to within 4 go the Lady Bulldogs. Double high screen for Hennessy. Works it to the left side of the paint. Gets it to Russell on the cut. Kick out. Mulaski for 3. Off to the left, and Brooks catches another offensive rebound. Lobs it down to Russell. Back to the basket. Goes straight up against Martin. Martin, good defense, and gets hooked. Bryan top row fans still not liking these calls.
I'm not sure how they don't like that one, other than the fact that it went against them.
Yep. Russell's going to pick up her second, team fourth, so both teams now with 4 fouls apiece. Here's Stone, walks it up against Davis. Far side, she takes it across midcourt now. Drops it to Barr. Barr looking. Thought about the three. A little hesitation now. Drives to the low block. Running floater is good for Abby Barr. Lady Bulldogs to within 2. 4:15 to go.
Spreading the floor for Hennessy, looked like.
Three-pointer by Russell is good.
Nice job kicking it out.
Yep.
Big basket.
Deflates the run for Wesleyan momentarily. Wesleyan had rattled off about 5 straight points. Now Martin on the right or left wing with it. Here's Stone, goes to the right side, trying to beat Davis off the dribble. Finds Barr, open for corner three, off the back iron. Into the hands of Brooks it goes. Brooks pushes it up the left side of the court. Thought about the three, instead Mulaski gets it. Feeds it to Russell, who had inside position. Wesleyan just left her alone. That's over
Another
the back.
foul on Russell.
That'll be 2 shots. As that is the team 5th. And Russell's going to pick up her 3rd. Martin doing a good job of boxing out inside right there, creating that one. Kaylee Martin will step to the line. Crowder and Powell return. Both of those with 4 fouls apiece for the Lady Bulldogs. Barr and Ella Crowder will take a seat. 3:28 in a 5-point game, 60-55. Bryan in front here. Both teams have held momentum for multiple trips, multiple times tonight. Martin makes the first. Second one is in there. 1 possession game here. 60-57. Down low, Hennessy takes it, puts it up under the rim. Stone gets the rebound, run over by Hennessy, and the fans erupt. Martin pops the 3, left side, off the front of the iron. It goes into the hands of Davis. Wesleyan tried for the quick transition bucket.
Good look, just didn't go.
Under 3 to play. Mulaski in the near corner, 60-57. Bryan in front. Mulaski looking for help, finds it to Brooks out front, guarded by Stone. Martin creates an awkward shot with the bump. Here comes Crowder with it. Mayo out front, extra pass to Crowder on our left side, and a Crowder's 3 short. A couple of 3 balls look good, just can't find it. Hennessy brings it up. Bryan wants to talk this one over with another timeout.
Maybe just a little quick on the shots.
So full timeout on the court. Wesleyan down 60-57. We'll be back in 60 seconds, back in 60. .228 remaining in this one. And it's a battle, to say the least. That is for sure.
It has been.
Both teams.
Hard fought both ways.
Yep. It's going to be Bryan ball out of the timeout. Hennessy catches it in the backcourt. Works it to the right side of the floor. Now into the paint she goes. Spins against Powell. Good double team. Pop being the three is going to be Davis, and she drills it. 6-point advantage now.
They did what they had to do. They doubled down on Hennessy with the penetration down inside. She kicked it out, and the girl made the shot.
Yep. Davis, 25% shooter on the season. Wesleyan turns it over.
Clean steal, and she's going up.
So Hennessy with the ball, pushing the pace to the front court and then slowing it down. 1:50 to go. 6-point game, 63-57. Powell looking for help. Martin trying to help her. Ball off the front of the rim and then a jump ball. Possession arrow will give it to Tennessee Wesleyan. They must offer reffing classes over at Bryan. The adjunct classes over there or something.
If they offer it and don't have a teacher, we've got it. He's just sitting down from us.
Yep. 1:41 to go. Wesleyan, the big offensive possession right here, need points. Of course, would like to have the three to cut it to a one-possession game, but two would be even just as good.
They got to have something this possession.
Mayo circles around the top of the key, gets it to Stone. Stone working against Davis, loses her footing but regains it. Looking for help, out to Crowder, 7 to shoot. Martin's trying to take Hennessy, now 4 to shoot. Crowder heaves it from the three-point line and drills it. Anna Crowder had to step under to the defender to drill the three. Wow, what a shot. 1 minute to go exactly now. It's a one-possession game, 63-60, but then Hennessy answers right back, 65-60 it goes. Wesleyan, still plenty of time. Here's Powell, gets free, goes up, draws the foul on the shot. And that one's going to be on Mulaski, her first. Of course, the team's already in the fifth, so Ella Crowder and Abby Barr coming to the scorer's table. They'll check in immediately. Anna Crowder will exit and Jason Stone. 42.6 remaining.
I guess a little defense for offense there.
Yep, definitely so. Powell makes the first one.
Those two got the foul problems. You don't want them to be the ones fouling. You're going to have to put them at the line. So you bring a couple in, maybe have to commit to foul and get offensive players back in the game.
Powell misses the second one. That one's tough. Free throw shooting.
Rattled out.
Continues to be a struggle.
6 of 13, and you're 4 down.
Yep. Hennessy with the ball out front. Wesleyan's Powell cannot be the one to foul. And then Martin, whoa, they'd thrown it away and then fouled.
Foul called just as she threw it away.
That one's going to be on Ella.
Mm-hmm.
So both teams in the bonus now. Here comes Anna Crowder and Jason Stone back. It's a 4-point game, and Hennessy's going to step to the line. Coach Rice telling them to watch over the back. Hennessy 50% today, 4 of 8 on the free throw line. She makes the first one. 66-61, 28.3 remaining. Coach Rice calling the timeout before too much time rolls off.
So he can advance it.
Yep, he'll advance it as Hennessy misses the free throw, so it's 66-61. He's going to advance it. It's only a 30-second timeout. We'll stay here with you. 27.7, down by 5. Obviously, Coach, no shot clock anymore, so you got to be urgent with this one, but you can't force a bad shot.
No, you got to take the first good shot you get, though. Again, you don't want to force it. At this point, if they'll let you do it, take it hard to the goal. Go ahead and get a quick 2. He may be setting up to try to get an open 3, but if they take that away and you got an opportunity to go get a quick 2, then take it, and then you got to get them right back at the free throw line.
Now, you're drawing this up offensively, but are you going ahead and telling them what you're going to do? Are you going to apply, of course, with 27 seconds left, you're going to press them full court, but do you
Oh, yeah,
try to get
immediately.
into anything, or it's a free-for-all?
It's immediate foul.
So Wesleyan's Mayo is going to inbound it right here in front of the scores table, in between the scores table and the bench, down to our left. Back screen set, trying to get it open for Powell. Now Stone gets the inbounds. Stone comes around the top screen, trying to take it all the way in against Davis, spins into a double team, and then a push is called, and the Bryan faithful erupt beside us. Not that they haven't all night, but Hennessy's going to pick up another foul, her third. And so Stone's going to step to the line, 66-61. Barr, Ella Crowder, and Bates coming back to the scores table, and that one's a defensive substitution as Stone makes the first one. 21 seconds exactly showing on the game clock. And Stone misses it, but an offensive rebound by Anna Crowder, and she travels.
She did.
Crowder steps off along with Powell and Stone. So 19 seconds, that's 2 seconds off. It was a good rebound, just couldn't get it thrown away. Mayo's going to foul Davis, trying to. There she does. That's the thing, no time off the clock. So that'll send Davis to the stripe. She is a 50% shooter on the season. Mayo now with her third foul. And then here comes the offensive players back on.
Fairly small sample size, 5 of 10 for the year.
Yep. She is 1 of 2 there today, so her season average. Davis misses the first one. I think both teams with 2 timeouts as Coach Rice asking the scorers table. Davis does make the second one, so it's back to a 2-possession game at 5. 19 point seconds.
And she stays at 50%.
Yep. She does just that. Let's see. It's a full timeout. We'll go ahead and we'll take 30 seconds of this one. Wesleyan down 67-62. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Back here at James L. Robb Gymnasium, Jared Wright, Coach Stan Harrison. We're 19 seconds away from this Appalachian Athletic Conference game being over. Wesleyan down by 5, clinging to the last minutes of hope to try to claw back into this one against just a powerhouse in Bryan as they have been over the last close to decade. Here's Martin, top of the key, bounce pass and the extra pass down low. And they're trying to get a foul call, and Crowder's going to foul out. That's going to be her 5th, and it's going to send Russell to the line with 12.2 now showing on the game clock. And, of course, with everything else that had worked fairly well in this game for the Lady Bulldogs, it's the free throw shooting that comes back to kind of haunt them in this one.
Yeah.
They rank 6th in the conference. Bryan 3rd in the conference in that category.
7 of 16, 43.8%. That won't get it.
First free throw is good here for Russell.
And you had it exactly where you wanted it. You got them in the 60s.
Yep.
Just didn't make enough shots in the second half.
Russell pushes that to a 7-point game, and Stone going to pull the 3 at the top of the key. Got knocked down, still didn't get the foul call, and then Crowder's going to commit the foul at the end of the game. 3.3 left, and Ella Crowder's going to get the foul. So Russell steps right back to the line. Russell makes the first one. 70-62. Coach Rice having a conversation here with the ref in the backcourt. Russell missed one. Powell pulls the rebound off, sends it to Stone, who heaves it at half court. But that'll do it. Lady Bulldogs battle against a top Bryan team, but just come up short, and a lot of it due to the free throw line here today. They lose it 70-62 after leading by as many as 8 in the third quarter to start the third quarter, but just not enough to put away this Bryan Lions team on the women's side. So we'll take a 2-minute break and then bring you some final stats. We'll be back from James L. Robb again. Final score, Bryan 70, Tennessee Wesleyan 62. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Back in 2. Back here from James L. Robb, we're quickly joined by head coach Jeff Rice, who comes up and coach a tough ball game today, a rivalry game, but probably one of the best we've seen from your team of handling some pressure against a strong Bryan team. Really, kind of the difference is maybe the free throw line.
Yeah, we got there. You expect good shooters to get there and make some. I thought when the technical and they missed their two, if we'd have made those two and could have scored right there, we might have had them on the ropes. They're a senior-laden team that have played a bunch of games and have won. They handled their business late in the fourth quarter. They got some looks and knocked some shots down, executed the three that Five, I think, made. And, we were going to let her have it. I mean, can't take away anything. And she's the one. She probably made the biggest shot of the game when we were still right there. But we had some good looks there in the late in the fourth quarter and just couldn't get them to go down. But we played our tails off. We competed. I thought we rebounded. We were tough. We were physical. And if we'd have played that way most of the year, we wouldn't be 8-9.
I agree 100%. And it really I don't know that you can pinpoint. Stone leads you with 19. Martin had 13, a quiet 13. And battled pretty hard inside, had some good rebounds.
She played the most physical inside that she's played probably since she's been here. We ran that little play there at the end for her to get that shot. We ball screened and we drove it right at the screener and threw it back and she passed it. And she after really wanting to shoot the ball in the first quarter or the second quarter. So we're continuing to be a work in progress. We need shooters to shoot the ball when they're open.
At halftime, you have a 2-point lead. You were up by as many as 4 during that time. At halftime, kind of what did you go through? Any adjustmts that you needed to make?
No, I mean we knew what we knew they'd start driving it on us. All right, and we were just going to help a little bit. But they're so good you can't take you can't put an extra helper in there unless it's McKaylee when 32 the post player was in the game. And when he went to a more athletic lineup, they were really, really hard to guard because there wasn't anybody you could really help off of. So, all we were trying to do was continue to rebound it, continue to move the basketball. We got a little stagnant there at the fourth quarter when it went to one side and never got off of it. But anytime it touched two or three sides, we were really good offensively and got open looks.
Coach, you got Kentucky Christian coming to town next, a team that you need some wins. What do you got to do to get ready for them?
I mean, short day tomorrow. That's a physical game. Going to be sore. Get some shots up and talk about them. We need to win the rest of our home games. We're in that fight for 10th to make sure we get to the conference tournament. I think you saw tonight. If we compete, if we can play, when we play, we can probably play with anybody in the league.
Yep.
Now whether you can beat them, I don't know, but we can play with them. And it's just getting there and giving yourself a chance and kind of advancing into that, win the first game and get to the 8 and just see what happens. We've had a lot of upsets in this program. The whole time I've been here, when Coach was here, we used to upset everybody in the conference tournament, and we continue kind of doing that as well. So, it's all about, we're saving up a bunch of makes for some point. That's what I keep telling them. So.
I like it. Well, Coach, we appreciate it. Tough matchup today, and girls played great. Just couldn't get it done enough at the right time and withstand the run.
Right.
So.
All you can do is go out and compete, and we've continued to do that, and I think we'll continue to do that.
Well, we appreciate you joining us. We'll see you Wednesday
night.
We'll be right back here with you.
Thank you.
So, Coach Rice, as he said, if they played like that, they'll win some more games, and got to make the free throws though. That's going to be the kicker. So. But nonetheless, that'll wrap it up here on the women's side. We'll run down again. Stone, the leading scorer, 19 points along with 3 assists, 13 points by McKaylee Martin with 5 boards. J.C. Powell ends the night with 9 points and 5 rebounds. 6 rebounds for Anna Crowder along with her 6 points is the leading rebounder there. And then Abby Barr with 7 points, 3 points for both Alexis Bates and Ella Crowder, and then Sierra Bates with 2. And of course, it's Samantha Russell with 23 points on the other side, along with Caitlin Hennessy, 17. Russell does lead the team with 10 rebounds, so a double-double for her. And Wesleyan struggles at the free throw line. It looked better towards the second half, but not enough of them. 7 of 16, 43%. And then Bryan hits theirs down the stretch, 19 of 29 for 65%. Both teams above 40% from the field and above 30% from behind the arc. So plenty that the Lady Bulldogs can take from this one into the next game against Kentucky Christian on Wednesday night. But as Coach
biggest
Ross
thing,
said,
you can't let this carry over.
Yep, exactly.
You've got a team coming in on Wednesday night that you're certainly capable of beating. They've not had a great year, but you can't let this can't have a hangover from this game and not be ready to play against them.
That's it. You got to take the good from this game and kind of continue that and be ready to play when the Knights of Kentucky Christian come to town on Wednesday night. So the guys are warming up. We're going to have their game coming up next, but for the next little while, we're going to send it back to the station to Handsome Dan, let him spin some records, and we'll be back for the men's game here in this AAC rivalry between Bryan and Tennessee Wesleyan. Back to you, Handsome Dan.